Hi, welcome back to the Bay of Island series. Here my husband is holding two babies at same time. In my previous video, I have shown you a very beautiful seaside town of Russell. It was one of the first European settlement in New Zealand. While coming back from Russell, we visited a very popular Waitangi Treaty Museum. On National Day, the flag hosting ceremony also held at that place. We found a really valuable and precious stone and other stuff in other museums. A beautifully carved red Maori meeting house. Then we also saw the treaty house where discussion leads to the treaty that took place here. This museum display is really interactive and exhibit the treaty and New Zealand history really beautifully. Next day we visited the chocolate factory, then one more beach with beautiful white sand and blue water and the largest kori tree. So let's begin. After exploring the beautiful town of Russell, we are going back to our car ferry. Like other vehicles, we are loading our car in car ferry. Car ferry move really often, one after an hour. We went to Paya Beach and after half an hour drive we went to Waitangi Treaty Museum. From counter we buy the ticket which was nearly $30, but for international tourists it is different. So on the entrance the European inventors and Maori leaders are displayed side by side. Waitangi Museum open daily except the Christmas Day and its typical hours starts from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you have an option of guided tour, cultural performance and museum entry. We opt for the museum entry only. Waitangi Treaty Ground is New Zealand's most important historic and cultural site, the place where the Treaty of Waitangi, was first signed on 6 February 1840 between Maori chief and representatives of British Crown, marking the beginning of the modern nation of Aotearoa, New Zealand. So all the valuable possession of crowns and Maori chief are nicely and beautifully displayed and organized here. After seeing the museum, we go through the beautiful gift shop. Everything here was handmade. You can spend in several hours to see these immensely beautiful stuff. Wooden tools and equipments of old time were beautifully displayed in the glass showcases, and ships along with the country history were displayed as well, and there was a fur coat which they used, and there was also a handmade leather stuff, wooden stuff, which is going to blow your mind. After a gift shop, we are going to see the stunning treaty house. After we come out from the exit gate of gift shop, we reach the walkway or bridge. We follow the direction and finally reach the treaty house. It was really nice and fully furnished house. It was the original residence of British resident James Busby, where treaty discussion took place actually. The whole house was minimal and nicely designed. Here you can see the bedroom. It was simple though, but giving a really nice vibe. This house is a living cultural space that reflects ongoing conversations between treaty partnerships, identity, and nationhood. The Ranga is a beautiful curved Maori meeting house where cultural performances like Powari, Haka are held. And while going inside, you had to take off your shoes to show some respect. This meeting house, designed in traditional Maori form and built from beautiful timber design and other natural material. And the wooden and other material pattern was mind-blowing and in symmetry as well. So there is a lot of browns and red shade inside this meeting house, and heaps of benches for the participants as well. This house reflects the Maori stories and carving styles. So when we come out from the meeting house, Musa lie down on the ground and having some fun. So now we are moving toward the historical Flagstaff area, which hosts the annual Waitangi Day event. Flag ceremony held on each 6 February here. Flagstaff marks roughly where the first signings occur actually. In War Museum, digital maps and audiobooks were placed, and also the pictures of the fallen soldiers from New Zealand. The world's largest ceremonial Maori wall canoe was on display here as well. So we covered pretty much everything from the Waitangi Treaty Museum. And now we are heading back to our Airbnb, which was in Kerikeri and half hour away. Then after having a lunch, we have planned to see the chocolate factory. Its name is Makana and it is a really popular chocolate factory in that area. They also offered the chocolate making tours, which was not available on that day. They have a heaps of variety of chocolate flavors here. You can discover the gift quality confections here, which was handmade and they only use the freshest natural ingredients. They have a fruity, nutty and other unique flavors as well, so you can satisfy and indulge into your chocolate cravings. We buy chocolate and mint flavor for ourselves. So while going back, we saw the huge plantation of Christmas tree. There was tiny plants, but they will be fully grown till the Christmas time. So they will sell the fresh Christmas tree from here. So our next stop is this gorgeous white sand beach. Its blue turquoise water along with the white sand is my absolute favorite backdrop for perfect pictures. We just walk around it and relax a bit, and kids also love playing here. Then we did our lunch on bench side and head toward our next spot. So it is the 60-minute scenic drive to visit these ancient forest joint, but for everyone who appreciate big tree, it is well worth it. Stand beneath and marvel at Tane Mahuta. They consider it as a lord of forest, New Zealand's largest known living kauri tree. This tree is believed to have began life around 2000 years ago. So we had to walk 5 minutes in Waitangi forest walk through, and then we finally reached to see this big giant tree. Tane Mahuta is the most famous giant kauri tree in New Zealand. Then we took a couple of good photos in front of this giant kauri tree. People treat the tree with lot of respect and visitors are asked to help protect it from diseases. Then at lunch we had a nice pizza with french fries. Hope you have enjoyed this vlog and I will see you in my next one. Bye.